of all, thereafter we'll be having a hand-on session. Like we have a different type of malware analysis, like static, dynamic. Like the other team member, they already have explained you about the static and dynamic, but today's session will be trying to understand static and dynamic malware analysis, but moreover, in a hand-on session, that exactly what exactly we'll be doing, we'll be doing the machine learning, like with the help of machine learning, how we can detect a malware and what kind of model that we can apply it, and that all the things will be understanding in this session today. And the presentation outline that will be like first of all we'll be starting it from introduction, the key characteristics, like what type of already said static and dynamic, will be trying to understand all in a very and thereafter, like what kind of techniques, what kind of the analysis technique we are having, and what type of tool. Well, sorry for interruption. I shared my entire screen right now. Hope you all are able to see my screen. Huh? Please confirm able to see my screen right now.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for confirmation. Like in today outline will be understanding like types of malware and how it actually separated, and thereafter what kind of a tool that are available for analysis, and we'll be understanding Nmap, Wireshark, and Zara tool. I just already have created a definition through which we'll be understanding, like take an example, the backdoor big backdoor exe. Like take an example, like I just have clicked on a one of the software and just getting an access, just gaining an access without if you have a proper understanding of writing a code, and whatever the code that we are going to write. uh, Sorry for internet interruption. I just have changed my internet. Hope right now it will be properly visible and will not be having any disconnection right now. Like when the actually the programmer the who is having a very great understanding of control flow with the help of script. Let us suppose if someone is just going to click it on like the executable file .exe, even .bat. If someone is just going to click it on that, whatever the code is written there accordingly can get an access without any authorization. That means like all these come under the category of these are the, you can say, the malware we have. It means like when we just install any of the software we don't have idea like is it containing any malware, is it will be the official resource from where I'm just going to download a thing like the key characteristic. If we are getting like the banking information, sometime we just store the banking detail, the transactional detail in our system, even though many of the person are all having like the habit for storing like all the document information in a system, which mean that like the actually the attacker actually targeting to that sensitive information. Like they just got an access of your system. Why they just getting this access of their system, the reason behind will be like just to get the, let us suppose, the banking credential. When someone is just going to enter the credential, someone is just going to open any of the file that contain the sensitive information, which mean by default the malware the will by default it will be wake up and will, even though many of the time we have seen this thing like creation of multiple virus recycler, like disruption of device performance. Like even if I can show you as well in this, let us suppose if I'm just click it on this task manager. In this process even we have runtime broker as well. Let us suppose if your system is not giving you a much, like if any of the disruption is occurred, we what exactly we can do is we just can end this runtime broker. What exactly it will happen, you can see right now. At that time my system was taking 54, right now it is just using 34, 56. Why it is going to be happen? Because runtime broker, the Microsoft has launched it. Why? The reason behind is like the window update, just for a window update. As you can see right now my CPU already been utilized. Right now it is just reaching up to the 53, 54, again reducing to the 33, 36. That kind of a software. Why this Microsoft introduced this software? So that the user will be having a facility to update a device, user will be having a facility to update a window. Like in window 10, window 11, we cannot directly stop the updation, we just need to do it by going to the services. After that we'll be having a facility of stop. That means this is actually the runtime broker I'm just talking about. It is actually the official one, not you can say having any malicious software. Just think about this thing like if the malware which is infected and if it enter in your system, that means by default it will reduce the times, it will reduce the device performance as well as can grant unauthorized access as well, like remote login that we already have an idea, the AnyDesk, Avika, UltraViewer, TeamViewer. What exactly they do does is actually they do is, which means they just get an access of our system with other person remotely can access our system, but this is under the authorization, which mean we are the person who are actually going to share a key ID. We are the person actually are going to share the passwords. Thereafter, a person get an access on that. And more likely, let me think about this thing. We were just talking about only the single system, but in organization, will be having a multiple net, will be having a multiple system that will be connected by using a IP. Let us suppose my system IP is 192.168.1.1, which mean having a class A, class B, class C. With the help of this, we can connect a multiple system on a single network. Like if any malicious virus, if any of the you can say infected file entered in a single system can harm to the all other system as well. What exactly it will be happened is, which mean that we have seen many time in a in a movie. What exactly happened is someone is just going to attach a USB, and thereafter by mistake got system got got into a starvation, or just getting into the stage of deadlock. What exactly that files contain a code. Like take an example, let us suppose if we are talking about a for loop, let us suppose if we are just going to use a command. I'm just going to take an example so that we'll be able to understand this. See, md command is used to create a folder. Take an example, mda cda. Let us suppose if I am just going to create this md cd multiple time, and if I'm going to save this file, save as aa.bat. Let us suppose if I'm just going to save it my desktop screen. As you can see right now, if I'm just going to click it on this, by default, what exactly it will create is, it will create a multiple folder. How actually it is going to create is, how actually it is going to create is, the reason behind is because I just have typed the one command. I just typed the one command md. Md stand for make directory, cd stand for change directory. It means first create a one folder A, create a second folder B. In this, creating a subfolder C. At last, creating a subfolder D. When we just going to click it on this file. As you can see right now, creating a folder A, creating a folder B, creating a folder C, creating a folder D. Same thing was actually happened in a recycler as well. When we just actually recycler, actually what exactly it was doing, it was just creating a multiple folder, folder inside folder, folder inside folder. Like I just have write only just for a 3 to 4 folder creation. Think about this. Take an example. Someone is just going to write a normal command. Like someone is just having a knowledge of just command. If that person is going to save it in this dot b bat format, and by mistaken, if someone is going to click it, which mean whatever the action is written in this, Like in this, I just have mentioned this section like create a folder and folder. I have not written anything. That is also right now it is not a malicious because I just have written a simple command. If I'm just going to write it for granting an access of any person, which mean that come under the category of this malware. Now let we try to understand what kind of the malware we have. And the first one is the virus. Like virus is vital information resources under cease, which means that is actually attached to the file that can be separate when executed. As you have seen right now, that was the virus actually. I just in which what exactly I just have done right now, I just have created a 5 to 7 folder only. Take an example, if I just going to repeat it up to 2000 call, 20,000 call, no one will be able to even delete that folder because will not be having a root. And if it is form of a trait hierarchical formation, we cannot delete that kind of a virus, which mean it will be spreaded when it is executed. Spreaded mean will be creating a multiple folder in this. The next category we have is worm, self-replicating, self-replicating and spread without user action. Like in this, what exactly we have seen right now, I just need to double click it on this. There after it was executed. But worm actually when it executes, we do not need to click anywhere. By default, it will create an application of this. Next one is the Trojan. Like very important to understand is backdoor access. Let we first understand backdoor, thereafter we'll be understanding the ransomware. Like see, the backdoor. Backdoors are actually the malicious code that installed in a local machine, and it allow the attacker to accesses. Take an example, if someone is just install in, let us suppose if I've just open any of the website. Let me take an example of this. Let us suppose, let me take an example of this. Take an example. As you can see right now, this is the open source Zara rules. Open source Zara rule that contains even organization wise. Organization actually will be understanding this Zara tool as well. Just for your better understanding, like Zara is a tool that is available for, like take an example. First of all, what exactly it contain it is we have a two type of hashing technique, MD5 and SHA algorithm, SHA algorithm we have. Let we take an example like when it have like this come under the static analysis, static malware analysis, like manually analyze it in a proper way. Which mean what exactly the we can do is we just need to check it out manually. Let us suppose take an example of backdoor.exe. I just have a virus backdoor.exe. What exactly I will do is I will be downloading a one MD5. It is right now available in a two version. Like we have a Windows 32 and Windows 64, which mean if I already have installed the Windows 64, which mean I will be downloading Windows 64 MD5 version. That will retrieve me a hash key. After retrieving a hash key, then we just need to retrieve a string, which means string contain, like it is a kind of a rule book. And if I'm just going to show you, like, take an example of any of the Airbnb, the ZAR file. Even as you can see right now, the many organization, lot, each and every organization, even the Microsoft, each and every, this is the open source, everyone can download it. Like this file, if I'm just going to open this, as you can see right now, containing a meta description, string and condition, which mean each virus will be having a hash code, string and condition. If it match with this rule, there accordingly we all say this thing, okay, this virus is of this category, like this virus is of this malicious software, like this is a worm, this is a virus. How actually, take an example, meta, which mean the actually the hashing code. After retrieving the hash code, thereafter we'll be having a string list. String list mean this list, like it can be of it. Actually, this is a very small list right now, having a lot of list right now in this repository. If you want to see, suppose if I'm going to open any other, like the Zara is a tool which is very important to understand. And not only, as you can see right now, the keylogger, because keylogger, actually a keylogger is a malicious software. And if it is a malicious software, let us suppose if someone is going to download it, want to see whether it is malicious or not, which means how actually that person can check it out. First of all, will be retrieving a hash key. How we can retrieve a hash key? With the help of MD5 algorithm. With the help of MD5 algorithm, we can retrieve a hash key. After retrieving a hash key, we have a string function as well. We will have, if this string function, take an example match, which means this will be of this type. Like this is just a kind of a rule book. Let we take an example 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If two rule match, if two string match according to specific condition, which mean will be categorized this type of malware. Like the virus malware, we have the worm, Trojan. Hope you all are able to understand right now what exact the Zara is, what exact the rule book is. Like in this, as you can see right now, the backdoor, hope you all are unable to understand, which mean like the attacker actually connect to your computer, and without your authorization will be able to execute any of the command, like not only for a just for a single day. That attacker can connect with your system anytime, because already the malicious code that is already been installed in your system. Like same like this is not a malicious one, but just for your reference only. Like we already have deleted runtime explorer. As you can see right now, it is not being shown right now. But take an example, if I'm going to rerun this system, if I'm going to restart my system, by default it again come to my system, and thereafter need to do such same process again. Similar way, backdoor mean without we even don't have an idea my system has been hacked or not. My system is no is someone is going to take access, and can even, like most of the cases, like when we are going to do the transactional process, at that time that will react, otherwise will not much react it on a, which mean only the suspicious information, suspicious. Like now next one is, like this, that is backdoor is actually known as trojan. And like getting a backdoor access, ransomware. Ransomware is Like ransomware is actually, it will just encrypt all the files. Like, will we already I already have told you the MD5. I'm just going to show you what exactly the MD5 algorithm does. As you can take an example, A, B, C. If I'm just going to write Aman, which mean that MD5 is, this is the hashing that come under the analysis of static malware analysis, which mean, as you can see right now, this thing is right now MD5 hashes, even no one can easily understand this. Similar way, when we just download any of the virus definition in the static analysis, first task will be the hashing, and the second task will be the string pattern. Pattern is really necessity to match, and the last task will be the condition that already shown in this, like in this already shown to you. I will be sharing this link to you on in this chat box. Anyone can open it, can see it. As you can see right now, take an example. We were talking about the hosting provider companies like the GoDaddy. Just going to open a GoDaddy so that we'll be having an understanding. As you can see right now, whatever the virus still now has occurred, they just have created a rule book. Like take an example for command shell. As you can see right now, the Microsoft window command shell. This is the description of this, which mean these are the string and this is the condition. If it get matched, there accordingly, like we always say this thing, the Casper Sky and the installation, like this is the Casper Sky sandbox. This is the Casper Sky Sandbox. We'll be talking about this Casper Sky Sandbox as well. How actually, how like antivirus. Antivirus is itself a virus, which means that antivirus actually knows the complete hash key, actually having a complete string information, having a complete understanding of how need to apply a conditional call. That means, take an example, if someone want to create a new antivirus, which mean that this will be the Zara rule. This will be the Zara rule. Need to understand all. Like let we take an example. Let we understand that situation when just ransomware was introduced by anonymous. No one will be having a much knowledge about what exact the behavior of ransomware is. Everyone just know this thing like encryption of file. But right now the antivirus right now providing a facility to block even a ransomware as well. Like the next one is spyware, like same like a spy camera, same like a monitoring. That means whatever the user activity, collecting the data, what exactly the like kind of a logger, whatever we exactly do, by default it will monitor the whole activities and the collecting the whole data. The next one is the adware. adware somehow, like when we just open a different website, take, let us suppose I just want to buy a shoes. If I want to buy a shoes, which mean having an interest of mine, I will be definitely exploring it on a search, exploring on the internet. When we explore it on internet, will be giving unwanted ads, will be giving redirection. Like take an example, you are just going to open a shoe official site. By default, it will redirect it to a, like it can be, let us suppose, any of like the content that is you that is age restricted. Even that kind of a malicious site, by default it will be opened it in a browser. That all are actually a kind of a adware. And one more category that is actually right now most of the time, like right now we have a different kind of a internet browsing software, like Google Chrome, we have a Microsoft Edge. Many time what exactly we think like this, we just have installed a new browser, but actually that was not a browser. That also contain that kind of suspicious information, that by default it will be redirected to a malicious sites, which mean that the icon will look like a normal browser. When even when we open a control panel, what exactly we see is like the Google Chrome installed, Microsoft Edge installed, another browser installed, but that is not an actual browser. That will be the resource for opening unwanted ads. That will be the resource for redirecting the user to a malicious site. Next one will be the rootkit. The rootkit is actually the, like if the hacker want to get a complete the privilege access, that means the deep system access, that kind of the type will be the rootkit. The key locker, like recording the whole key stock, stealing the password and whatever the sensitive information that can be retrieved with the help of keylogger. Last one is the botnet. Like right now, have you seen like CSV bot? Like just by giving a single prompt, we will be able to visualize the whole data. Even we have a rapid miner that also contain a AI tool. That also AI is already integrated with the rapid miner. What exactly the use of rapid miner is to visualize the thing. But even the person who is not having a much of knowledge, na, like the infect, like the botnet are actually, these are the infected devices. Even they can attack to a large, that used for a large scale cyber attacks, the botnets. Now downloaders are a kind of a adware that can be installed in your system. And after installing of this, which mean that like the might be you have seen this thing, like take an example, when I'm just like get into pc.com, many of us are actually using this for just downloading a software. Even many of like the other other websites like brothersoft and many of other sites that are providing us a software, that are providing us installers. But when we just install a single software, by default it will be going to store a multiple other software as well. That all come under the category of downloader. Actually the this is a program that will be download and install additional malicious code, which mean that we don't have an even idea like what exactly we have installed and what exactly it contain. There accordingly, that is the process that come under the, which mean that that contain the malicious code, and that will be that can get an access of our system. Now what kind of a attack it can be, like how actually, like the first category we have is the phishing mail, but like the fake sending a fake email with the malicious link for getting an access of the system for getting the information. Like next one is the infected website. Might be you have heard a word like this website security site check. What exactly this rule of this website? Take an example. If I am the person, I just have created develop a one application, one website, which mean that just a second, I'm just going to show you. Take an example. If I'm going to write google.com here, what exactly the security site checker? This will site will be checking it, like is it a domain is a blacklisted or not, and having a malware or not. How actually it is going to do is it is going to do it with their mechanism having dynamic analysis in this. And as you can see right now, the security side, which mean that we have a different open source sites, even though we have another applications as well that are used for like that are used for like analysis purpose. Like take an example of this site, virus total. These are which mean that we do not even need to install it, but the condition like this, not much of the person already actually having an idea the blacklisted and whitelisted domain actually. That is most crucial one. Take an example. If my domain got blacklisted, what exactly happened is, which mean that no one will be, which mean the Google will not index my, will not be going to index it. What exactly the Google search engine or other search engine will be considering? Okay, this contain a virus having a malicious code in this, and will not giving indexing, will not be listed it in a search engine, so that we just have an understanding when like the application like the website that we are. Let us suppose if someone is going to send you a domain link that might contain a malicious code, you can use this site security sitecheck.security.net just to confirm it whether this website contain a malicious code or not. Like let us suppose I just have a one link. If I'm just going to click and open this link, this is a HTTP right now. As you can see right now, just check it out. Like all we have an understanding of this, like when we just say this thing, like we just the website mean the front view will be created with the help of HTML. Like when we talk about HTML, that mean that, which mean that like we'll be having a two method that we need to understand is two method. Form method will be two form method, will be two. Method will be, it will be get or post. And thereafter we need to understand this thing, like this all under interweb page communication. That means still this domain is you not this it's still this domain, or you can say this website does not contain any malicious code, which means no malware found. Even this is not a blacklisted. Similar way, take an example. If you have downloaded any software, if you want to download any software, want to check it out, the executable file, want to check it out whether this file contain a malicious code or not. This website is most useful, virustotal.com. Even I'm just sharing this link with you in this chat box so that everyone can use it. Like the virus total, actually this is a like this is just dynamic analysis, not a static one. Like virus total, actually how actually this virus total work, will be having a sandbox for performing the whole task, will be understanding the whole thing. Thereafter, even though we have a one more multiple sites we have for this, like take an example of any run. This is, these are the dynamic analysis, these are the free tool that are all available, that we can use it for checking it out whether the my file, whether my downloaded file contain a virus or not. Let us suppose if I'm just going to select any of the file, take an example, if I'm just going to select this ultra viewer. As you can see right now, it is providing me the whole detail, because this is the ultra viewer. Now ultra viewer mean remote desk. Remote desk mean, as you can see right now, the one of state C, which mean that this is the ultra viewer and having a one malicious right now. I'm just going to, when we are just going to analyze this, see, ultra viewer is a remote desk, which mean that we'll be having a few of the executable code. Right now, the what exact the community score is -12. As you can see right now, see these are the, you can see, I already said this thing, like the Zara file, what exactly it will contain, that contain hashing, string, and conditions, which mean that according to the condition, these are undetected in this. But one process that is detected, which has Grayware and Win32 system healer, that is right now on like having a very less, but still we can say this is a malicious one. Detail. If we are checking out detail, already shown you the hashing key. Everything right now going to be happen it online, like going to be had to happen it dynamic, which mean that the analysis we have of two type. One is static. Right now it is going to be happen a dynamic. Dynamic mean the first of all it will be going to retrieve a hash key pattern. As you can see, the complete hash key pattern it is going to retrieve right now, the MD5 SHA-1 SHA-25 256. After retrieving all, see, as you can see, whatever the name that are specified, like ultraviolet setup 6.5 en, like the English words and different words and that are available right now on internet, even the signature information, file words, and everything it is right now showing here. With this, what exact the benefit of this, like if you have like if you we have a, actually we have a three-way, like first one is static. The static analysis need a lot of patience. Static analysis need a proper understanding. Like this is the dynamic analysis. Let us suppose if you just have downloaded any software, what how actually the working of this, if we want to understand, let I'm just going to explain you the working so that we'll be able to understand in a more better way. Like actually how actually the dynamic analysis actually work, which mean that the dynamic analysis how actually work. Let us suppose we have internet. We have internet. Let us suppose we have an internet. In many of the requests that will be going to be come into my system. Take an example like sending and receiving. Sending a request and receiving. Which mean that on the daily use we actually use multiple, we send a multiple request on the internet, and thereafter we just retrieve a multiple data from the internet. But this data might contain a malicious software, might contain a malicious data. What exactly the sandbox actually does is, the sandbox is nothing. It will be a kind of the filtration. It will be a kind of a filtration in this in between of all, which mean that whatever it's malicious will save it in this. Whatever is not malicious, it means whatever is necessary information, you will be able to get. So that, which mean that it will not harm your system. It like will be accessing all the things from the internet, but will be having a one sandbox here right now. This will behave like as a sandbox. Like here we have, this is the sandbox right now, and this is the user right now, user's information, and this is the ISP, internet service provider organization, that provides us data. Like if you want to download sandboxy and want to use it, even we have a one website. Actually the name is sandbox, but the website name is sandboxy. Here we can use see, as you can see, this is the open source. This is the isolation software. The isolation software mean, just shown you there in my example. The isolation software mean like whatever the malicious information, malicious data, it will be the infected data it will be having, that data by default will be isolated and will be stored it in a sandbox, and the meaningful information will be provided to the user. Now let we understand this, what exactly I have shown to you right now. We have two type of analysis: static analysis and dynamic analysis. Which means static analysis involve examining of malware without running it, and dynamic analysis involve running the malware right now. Which mean like what exactly we have performed right now. See, this is a dynamic analysis. That means whatever the executable file, completely done it, after running it out, thereafter to match the whole pattern. And how actually it match the pattern? By just getting the basic properties. First property will be the hash key. After retrieving the hash key, then even we have other information as well, like the relational information, how actually it is going to be connected, like function 3, function 4, and how it is going to be like the connected IP as well. Like here is the connected first I here is the IP that is actually contain a defected information. Even we can see the behavior as well. See, as you can see the behavior. And the community as well, like the detail. And thereafter we have even a one is any dot run. This is also a dynamic one. And there moreover we have we have JOE. This is also an application. This is also a automated malware analysis, like which mean automatically, that means not need to be much worried about. Like here we have, let us suppose if I'm going to upload the same sample, I'm just going to create an account, which is which mean having just a basic information. After filling the basic information, we can log in it. After logging it, this will be having a one tool analyze. With this, it provide us the like from the URL we can do, from the file. If we let us suppose if you have downloaded any installation.exe file, that means with that even you we can do is one more site we have is, like the name of the site is the this one as well. This is also a sandbox analysis. This is also a sandbox analysis that we can even use this one, which mean that like this is much better according to my thinking. Like we'll be providing you the whole information. Even we can use this, that all will be our choice. Like use sandbox we can use, the tria give we can use, even the any dot run, that all dependent on us which one will be more suitable. There accordingly we can use it. Like these are just like take an example, if you just have download a software, like still like want to check it out whether it contain a malicious software or not, that means what, this website will be providing you the complete information. Now next, let's move next to the like the statistic analysis technique, which mean that the statistic analysis technique mean, which mean that the hashing actually. First of all, retrieve the hashing without running it. For this, what if we want to retrieve this hashing? What exactly we will be doing? Will just need to download the hashing algorithmic software. Need first of all should have to download one executable file. Obviously, after this, just need to download the executable. Like, it can be the MD5, it can be the SHA algorithm, the hashing technique. After getting this hashing, then just need to check it out the strings with the help of strings call, which means everything we will be reviewing the structure, signature, the string step by step. First one will be the hashing. We are going to retrieve it without running it, without, because if we are going to run it, that means by, let us suppose if it contain granting an access of my system, that means if I'm just going to double click on it, by default it will be weaker. So that the statistic analysis need proper attention. Like it is not you can say just a 1 second call, which mean need to install 3 to 4 software. After installing a 4 to 3 to 4 software, thereafter will be able to retrieve the hashing, the string, signatures, and the conditional call. After that, we'll be manually checking it out from the rule book, If it match, which mean that will be the file that contain a virus. Now the next one, the dynamic technique, the sandboxes, that running the malware in a isolated environment. Isolated environment mean, like, actually I just have shown you this. This is the isolated one right now. Even if we have a one more sandboxing, this is a open source sandboxing. If you want to download, then can download this sandboxing. This code is right now available it on a GitHub. What exactly this code will do? This code will be having a two executable file. One will be sandboxy32, sandboxy464. When we are just going to open it, and thereafter we'll be having an option to select a file, same like this. Sorry, same like this. For selecting a file, after selecting a files, if it come under the category of a malicious malware, that means it will not allow you to open. And if does not come under the category of malicious, which mean that it will allow you to open. Take an example. If you are just going to input this ultraviewer.exe file or a backdoor.exe, that means you will not able to see it, you will not able to execute it. If let us suppose if I'm going to just run just going to enter this file, like not having any more information, aa.txt will be directly allow us to open it, will be directly show us the content, actually will be which mean that it is like the sofas who actually developed this. Right now this Sandboxy Plus is available. If you want to use, if you want to have an experience of Sandboxy, that is available it on GitHub repository. Now they, which mean that what exact the technique it used? It actually track the malware execution, registry, file analysis, as well as network traffic analysis. Like network traffic analysis, I'm just going to show you so that we'll be more able to understand it. Like the tool, actually for static analysis we have like the IDA Pro, like disassemble and debugger of for our reverse engineering. And this, like, we have the Wireshark, we have the process monitor, that all are the dynamic analysis tools. Hope you all are able to understand till now. Like the static analysis we have, like analyzing the malware but without running it. And the dynamic analysis mean like running a malware in an isolated environment, that is known as sandbox. Sandbox mean actually the sandboxy. This is the tool actually. Sandboxy, this is the tool. Sandboxy Plus. This is an open source tool that is available for 32 and 64-bit Windows. Like here, actually, we have run this right now. As you can see, providing me the complete detail. Let we go more into the depth of this. Thereafter, will be understanding the how actually the machine learning giving us a benefit to this. Like I'm just Now let we try to understand this the Kali Linux, like the dynamic tool, the network analysis, and thereafter we'll be directly moving to the like the machine learning part that will contain that will be the this part. And because actually I have downloaded the few of the virus definition and uploaded it my in this my Colab notebook. I hope all will have a proper understanding like the Colab is Google Colab. Like the data science, take an example, if we want to run a code of the data science with the help of Python technology, that we can run it online in this Colab notebook. As you can see, I already have downloaded this, the malware, the complete malware definition, the all malware definition, as well as few files that does not contain a virus. And thereafter one more file that I just have downloaded, that is backdoor.exe. Just kindly run the Google Colab, and thereafter we'll be trying to understand the dynamic like we have to like we'll try to understand this Wireshark monitor for analyzing the traffic network. We'll be showing you this process as well, and thereafter we'll be trying to understand this complete code so that all will be having an understanding. Kindly run your Kali Linux as well as the Colab so that we'll be continuing the session. Okay, I hope expecting this thing like all you have is run this Linux environment. Now, first of all, like the setting that first of all I'm just going to show you. Thereafter, we'll be explaining you what exactly the setting you need to perform it for getting an internet access. Take an example right now. If I'm going to open this google.com, I'm able to get an internet connection in my virtual machine as well. How actually we can do is, if you are using like here we have an option setting in this network. Here we have a two option like bridge network and the net. Bridge adapter will be for those user who are actually using a using a PC, who are actually using a physical device for getting internet access. If you are using in pre-built pre-built device, let us which mean that like the laptop, which mean that you just need to click it on this option NAT. After clicking it on this option, when you are going to restart this Kali Linux, will be able to access this internet. And we have the Nmap. Nmap is actually this for boot scanning and hosting. That is actually covered my other team member as well. Just going to give you a small detail. Like this is for operating system detection, port scanning, and vulnerability identification. And the Viasha, that is will be just understanding it how actually we can monitor and analyze the network flow, which mean that this will be for like we have a http https and mostly use it. This will be used it for analyzing the traffic, just for getting a security investigation and incident response. The similarity and the difference is this, like the difference is Wireshark actually the packet label based. N is network mapper actually. That means the discovery and scanning based it is. This is the major difference between Nmap and the Wireshark. And the similarity in this is actually like the network. Let us suppose then both are at the both are for network professional, and that we try to understand is like this thing all you have a proper understanding right now. And the very important one is to understand this Zara tool. Before understanding this Zara tool, I'm just going to see. This is the site. Take an example. Actually, it can be on it. It will be run it on any of the HTML HTTP site. I just have found this site. I just have found this site on internet by writing this HTTP website login. Here we have a n number of sites. I'm just going to take this VBSA. You can take any of the site, like any of the site that will work it on all website. That will work it on all HTTP. HTTP and S actually S is when we just run this. When we just open this HTTP, when we just run this in this, we'll be waiting for a response. It Let me find another login website that contain a login so that we'll be able to access it. Like log into your account, any other site. Yes, this site we just have got right now. As you can see right now, here we have a username and password. When the user, I just have found it from the internet, can it will work it on anywhere. Let us suppose this website I have. Why why it is always recommended to you all, like always check it out with it should be skewed or not skewed. Right now, what exactly it is showing in my browser, not skewed. What will be happened if we are going to enter the detail here, how actually the attacker got this information, how actually attacker retrieve the information. I'm just going to show you. Like first of all, let we just open the Wireshark. This is a packet tracer. After opening of this Wireshark, we'll be capturing to Ethernet 0. After this, we'll be clicking it on this start capturing. And thereafter, let us suppose if I'm just going to, as a normal user, if I'm going to just open a browser and going to access a website which is HTTP, right? As you can see right now, every packet is going to be captured right now. What exactly I am browsing it. Let us suppose if I'm just going to enter Aman Kumar and password, and thereafter just clicking it on login button. I'm not going to save it, not showing anything right now. If let us, I'm just going to stop this right now. Now we have to understood the protocol. Like what exact the protocol it was running right now, the HTTP, which is not secure. And in HTTP, the request will be either get or post, which mean that when we just filter it out by applying HTTP, here actually we can see this like this is the login.esp form. Here we can see here we have the login.asp form. What exact the method right now it is going to be call it by using a get. When you scroll it down and when you see it, here we have whatever the information, even we can see this information by going to login. Here we have a follow option HTTP string. When we just click it pass, I have not shown any password to you, but yes, attacker will be able to retrieve a password with the help of Wireshark. Which means that whenever we are going to use any of the website, that is a responsibility. It should be HTTPS. If it is not if it is HTTP and not only for a like this is not only for a single machine. Let us suppose if in an organization whatever the network is going to be running right now, on that with the just with the help of Wireshark, the attacker just can retrieve your information. Just attacker just can retrieve your username and password. like like that does not, that we cannot say this thing http is fully secured. Why? The reason behind is, but yes, obviously it will be skewed. The reason behind it will be when we just applying a filtering on the https. Right now we just have analyzed to http. This will work it on each and every, like, does not matter, like in this on this website only, well, whatever the website you can, even we can test it out. The moral of this is just to understand this, like not only many time what exactly we just ignore it, like with the help of ignorance the attacker will get an access on that. And of how actually the attacker is getting an access on that, just by using a simple packet tracer. As you can see right now here as well, actually the password will be here, will be available in this packets as well. Scroll a little. As you can see here, is a password. Right now you see Aman Kumar 61 60 60 6EB 75 72 and the password ABCDEF 1234. But here in this packet tracing, it is not much visible. When you want to see it, should have an understanding of whether it is a what exactly, which means the option will be the follow HTTP stream. In this, just need to find it. Just type PASS with the third call, will be able to retrieve like ABCDEF 1234. I hope all are able to understood right now the what exactly the use of this Wireshark and the
Sir?
ben. Yes, ma'am.
So actually, can you please repeat few of the steps? Actually, I have opened my Wireshark. I just want to, try to do this particular practical in my laptop. So I have already opened my Wireshark, but I don't know which steps you followed earlier.
Surely, ma'am. I'm just going to repeat it again so that we'll be having an understanding.
Okay.
The first of all, like this is not only for this website. Like first of all, just need to open a google.com, google.co.in. In this, it can be any website like the login. Here we have a list of website. I just have randomly selected this site. Just going to share you a link as well so that we'll be able to run it. I just have share a link, which mean that the first step, the what will be the first step. I'm just going to quit it this and going to quit this as well. We'll be going to start it from the initial state so that all will be able to understand it. The first step is, first of all, we just need to open our Wireshark. After opening a Wireshark, by default, it will be showing you the, right now the ETH0. Just need to click it here. After clicking it here, by default, this will be it in a starting a it will capture your packet by default. Just go to the browser. Make sure your internet is right now will be connected. For more confirmation, we can type like in this in this emulator we can type a command like, let us suppose a ping google.com. If we are retrieving all the packets, which mean internet is right now accessible. Just whatever the URL that we have copied from the my window 11, I'm just going to paste it here. This will take a time, that all dependent on internet speed. Take an example, I'm just going to enter a name. Username is obviously visible, but my password will not be visible. I'm just going to enter 1 2 3 4 5 6. sorry, 1234568AMAN, and going to click it on login. Nothing, I'm just not going to save anything. Going back on this and need to stop this. After stopping of this, very important, we need to understand TCP, ERP, HTTP, HTTPS. What is the request right now? It was of HTTP. The request is. You just need to have a basic understanding. Will be able to retrieve a password. And method we have two: get and post. With in this filter, I'm just going to type HTTP. Here we can see right now what exact the page name was: login.php. It's login.asp, active server pages. Here this is the page. When you just scroll down here, in this we'll be able to see it in this. mm, just a second. Just need to check out the post. Actually, we have a two method: get method and post. Let me check it out in this post method. Scroll down. As here you can see Aman Kumar 123456 AM, but it is not much readable right now. These packets are not much readable right now. For more understanding of this, what exactly we have a follow option. Here we have a HTTP stream. In this PASS, when we just type this, you can easily see the password what exactly I just have entered. Think like this is just for your learning purpose. Actually, think like, take an example. If someone going to shop any, want to buy anything from any shopping website, and going to enter the credential, going to enter the transactional detail, and that detail from the network, it can be easily retrieved with this Vaisha. I hope all will be able to understand right now and will be able to execute it right now. I'm just going to stop this. Let we go to the machine learning process and we'll be understanding this whole. For this machine learning process, actually this is the malware detection. First of all, I just have downloaded, this is a data set actually, like containing a viruses, containing a malware definition. For your understanding, just a second, I'm just going to share you a screen just in a second. I just need to download a one more CSV file to showcase you what exact the thing we just need to keep in mind for creating this machine learning process. I'm just going to share my screen just in a second. See, right now My screen is right now visible to everyone. As you can see right now, the first one was what exactly we were saying, the hash code. What exactly this file contained the hash code of all the viruses. Like I just already shown you this data. The first folder contained no virus, the second folder contained the malware definition. Like this hash key index. And we say this thing like this is of ransomware, this is of worm, this is of Trojan horse, backdoor, rootkit, downloader, encryptor. As you can see right now, these are the hashing code. We have a two type of analysis. One is static and second one is dynamic analysis, like this one. This one we have. Static analysis, that means the malware, examine the malware without running it. The dynamic analysis, like involving the running involvement of running the malware but in a sandbox. As you can right now have containing a values, like it is of 30% if infected, this file got 85% infected, not come under this category of this, which mean 90 28 having few the decimal value in this, we you can see this hash code definition already shown to you. Like we have a different websites, we have a resources that you can use it, like the resources that already shown to you on, like what is the benefit of that resources. Like don't need to install any software, like the virus total that I just have shown to you, this virus total. The benefit of this is the virus total. See, but right now, we are going to move to a next stage. That means not the static stage, not the dynamic stage. We'll be having a complete hash key definition. We'll be having a values right now. And there accordingly, let we try to understand this, what exact the machine learning and how actually machine learning work it for this detecting the malicious virus. Because like statistics, if we are going to communicate, we are going to say this thing like the statistically it is very hard for detecting the virus. Statistics, like right now the first task is for importing the required library, which means that the very first task, when we just open this, very first task is we need a library like RE, regular expression library, NumPy library, sklearn, like we always say this thing, after pre-processing the model need to be developed. Model, like I'm just talking about the decision tree model, logistic regression model, like the SVM model, that all are the part of this sklearn library. After this, right now, it is right now in a running state right now. Thereafter, we just need to, like, these are just a hashing values only. That hashing value are not needed right now. We just need to retrieve a string from that. First of all, like this can be done with this with the help of getting the string feature. What exactly we are, string feature are nothing, just think like that, having a pattern in this with the conditional call. If it matched, what exactly it is returning me string feature and hash feature of each. After this, like after retrieving this feature hash feature, this is just a function. No, this is a function definition right now, not called it anywhere. See, the first step was to import library. What was the second step? Like to printing function. Like printing function means just a function definition. With that function definition, just that will be helpful for retrieving a string feature from the binary file, which means this is just a string feature that will be using it in other code. Thereafter, this is the key mean, which means this is again a function. Very important one is here we need to understand this thing. Like in the next one, like I already have even shared this code that will be available it on a canvas. First of all, extracting the string feature, because after extracting the string feature, we just need to decide it. Okay, these are the string feature we have, and thereafter, what exactly will be the path of like not containing virus? Like ratio, it should be matched like 70/30, 80/20. Similar way, from where we just want to retrieve this string feature, I'm just providing the path. Like for providing path mean these data. Providing path mean like I'm just going to call this function in this phase. In this phase, as you can see right now, these are shown in here. Like here we have, this is for not containing any malware. This is the path of, this is actually my Google Drive that is already mounted, and I just have downloaded this whole definition. Like these are the malicious malware, the all malicious definition I just have downloaded. And this is just a normal files having the key hash entries. Just not, these are not a harmful files. After this, first of all, when we just run it, after running of this, second, just a second, I just need to mount a drive again. Which means this is a malicious malware detection model, and model will be saved it in here we have, as right now my drive already been mounted right now. The if I'm just going to run it right now, we'll be able to run it proper way, because all the list directory, like the that this directory, we will be able to retrieve right now. Like the malware directory, the not malware and the model. Which means that when we are just going to run it, everything after this will be stored it in a model, like this file saved key meaningless string. That are actually, if I'm going to show you, just a second, I'm just going to show you. These are the models. As you can see, the pickle file, actually dot pickle is an extension of this, which means that if you want to use this, we can use it with my application. We can use it with my any of other application for detecting it. Is what exactly I just have retrieved the feature. After retrieving the whole feature, the I just have used it first of all decision tree. As you can see right now, what exact the accuracy it is right now providing me, 93 percentage of accuracy. 93 percentage mean like the backdoor virus that I'm just going to recalling it, like the one input that I am just going to put it into dump file job live, that showing this thing, this is 93% showing this is a virus. Let us suppose if we are going to apply another classifier, like here we can see it in a more visualization. Like as you can see, data visualization, we have this matplotlib. With the help of matplotlib, we can visualize it. As you can see right now, the complete valuation matrix, the decision tree. Sorry for interruption because of internet issue. Like right now, hope you all are able to see my screen right now. The accuracy that using a decision tree classifier that is claiming about 93%, which means that the comparison of multiple model is will be needed as usual. Similar way, which means that I just have the same the same string feature. I just have trained to this like the malware or not malware, like two category. After training this machine and with the help of this training as from SBM classifier, lastly the result that we are getting is 97% accurate, which means that this SBM model is more fitted as compared to a decision classifier. And thereafter, I just have applied a one more model to check it out using a logistic regression classifier, because that all come under the classification category, which means whatever the model I need to apply was the classifier. Even I have mentioned all these steps in this document file as well. We'll be providing this document file to you as well. The accuracy from this 95, but actually when we are just going to check it out the logistic regression as compared to SBM model, this accuracy is much higher, 97.51. Let me show, I'm just going to show you the complete comparison by comparing all the three so that we'll be able to understand it. As you can see right now, as with the three comparison right now, we can easily conclude it out. Yes, the SVM is more better as compared to all three. The reason behind is like the reason like which mean when we like take an example, if we just applying only the classifier, like let us suppose decision classifier, we cannot retrieve the more accuracy. That means what exact the benefit of this machine learning right now in this data science field? The benefit of this is like we have like with the help of this, which mean we not need to be much worried about, which mean that by default this model will be able to determine, okay, this is a malware or not. If it will be not, which mean that according to the accuracy will be getting to know. And if we are going to see this, the model performance matrices, with this matrices, what exactly we are understanding this thing, like the chart that I have shown to you right now, this contain accuracy, precision, recall, and all this in this heat map. And as you can see, the color bar on the right provide the visual scale for the performance score and ranging it from 0.86 to the 0.98, which mean lightest shade to the darkest shade. And thereafter, as we can see this thing, darker shade mean the more accuracy, and the lighter shade mean less accuracy. Even this is for a precision, recall, and different colored formations are actually formed in this. And let we see the comparison of this SBM and the decision and all. What exactly we are return obtaining from this? As we can see right now, actually this is the true false positive, which mean that the SPM matrices we can see right now, the 201 instance of class 0 were correctly predicted as 0, which mean if which mean not having any virus, and 73 instances of class 1 were correctly predicted as 1, which mean that either it is infected or having a malicious code in the folder that we already provided it. Similar way in this prediction model, as we can see it in a decision tree confusion matrix and decision logistic regression confusion matrix. In the tree, if we talk about the training and validation accuracy, see right now, this is the training and validation accuracy. What exactly it is, actually the blue dot that we are seeing this in the training accuracy, this showing that the performance of data, it is going to be learning it from the blue line actually represent the validation accuracy, and the dot are actually showing the training accuracy. And this plot suggests us the model is like the converging, and which mean that, let us suppose if we want to add more improvement, yes, because with the help of just having a very less epoch right now, but it will be more time consuming, like it mean that it can be reasonable height, right, reasonable height, but it can be more improved. Like we have another resources for improvement, like hyper parameter tuning, gathering a more data, because I just have inputted a very less data right now. But if we are going more trained, that means more accurate, more validated. And let we see this training and validation loss. With this training and validation loss, what exactly we are getting this from the visualization, like this signify the number of complete passes through the training set and the learning process. That means the training loss is in a dot, and training validation loss is in a line sequence it is showing. And both training and validation loss that generally decrease over the epoch, which mean, and when just run the epoch, that means higher to lower, lower to lower, and lastly very low. It means, as we can see right now, training loss is getting less on each epoch. What exactly the mean of this, which mean that model is itself a learning and improving it as well, which mean at most cases, what exactly we just see it in this, like what exactly I just told you in this, like similar way having epochs. As you can see right now, the epochs are very less, and if we increase the epoch, will definitely getting a more accuracy. I'm just going to conclude it, so we'll be having a time for the question and answer. What exactly we have learned in this 2 hour session today? I just have started it from the very basic steps, the basic main what exact the malware is, what is, how actually this malicious software, malicious code get enter into my system. After understanding of this, what exact the key characteristic, like stealing a sensitive information, like just to get unauthorized access without without the user information. Like example is the single malware in fact can compromise an entire system. Like we have understood the different type of malware, backdoor, downloader, worm categories. Even though I just have shown you this CS file as well that contain the hash files, hashing as well as the category, the types. After that, we just understood it like how actually the malware spread, like attaching a one USB drives by default when it just going to be plug in, and thereafter system is not much respondent. And social engineering as well. Social engineering mean like manipulating the user, like so like fake software downloading, the infected websites, like by default, like the ad different ads showing in front of you adware like on the browser. Thereafter we have understood we do have a two type of analysis, static and dynamic. Static mean like examining the malware without running it, but dynamic mean will be having a sandbox, the isolation, actually isolation just for run will run it and thereafter we'll check the behavior. I have shown you few of the sites that are very useful for you if we want to check this dynamically, whether it is malicious or not. Whether it is malicious or not. And we have understood this, the Zara, actually the hashing, what exact the rule of string, what exact the rule of signatures, and how actually I have shown you here as well, this in this virus total, by uploading a one file, thereafter we got to know, okay, we got to know the detail. Now still now we are able to understood as okay this is the MD5 hash key and what kind of a categories it will be, that all depended it on see this the complete detail having in this. I have shown you few other sites as well. With that website, you will be able to get an information, at least will be able to secure yourself at least. And thereafter we got an security site check. What exactly the benefit of this security site check? There next we have understood like what will be happened if we are going to add the detail in this HTTP. That means shown you then this Kali Linux the with the help of Wireshark, with the help of Wireshark and how we can retrieve it. Just going to show you not the complete one, just going to show you what exact the benefit of protocol. Like at that time we have used HTTP. Here I just have apply a filter. After filtering HTTP, there on right click on this, we will be having a follow option. In that HTTP streamer that will be containing your username and password. Thereafter, we'll have seen like we right now we have a machine learning environment. Machine learning environment mean machines are learning and improving nowadays, which mean that if let us suppose I just want to develop a model, for that model we should have First very important one is we should have a data. Data mean should have like 70-30 ratio or a 80-20 ratio, which mean not virus or a virus, so that machine will be able to understand it. Machine will be able to retrieve the hash key. We have seen the whole code. We have understood what exact the function we need to call. Even this code I have provided to you, this code will take around 1 hour or even more than time of this just to run this code. The reason I just have run it for a very less epoch. If we are going to increase this epoch with this loss function, we were able to understood it as I have shown to you here. Like on each and every epoch, the training loss function is going to reduced. That all the things we have understood in this session today. And right now, the time for the question and answer. If you have any query, can ask me right now. Any question, any thing you want to understand in this malware, can ask me right now.